Greetings, I bid to one and all. We are Group 7 and we will be talking about ways to save the environment and community via the reduction of plastic bag usages during the pandemic. So as we all know, somewhere towards the end of the year 2019, the world was shook with the appearance of the coronavirus, also commonly known as the COVID-19. So this virus first started in Wuhan seafood market located in China, where it is known to operate illegally as a place to trade wild animals. And this virus is said to come from wild bats. So ever since then, this virus has spread like wildfire, causing the pandemic to happen worldwide. Lockdowns has been issued everywhere, thus making people went on a panic shopping spree to get home necessities. So indirectly, this has hugely contributed to the unnecessary plastic usage. Here are a few examples. First, plastic bag usage to accommodate purchases done in shopping malls or market. And then plastic takeaways, which are used when you order food out. And also your plastic postage packages, which has also increased due to the discouragement of going out of the house. So plastic consumption has rapidly increased throughout the months, throughout the days actually. And also not only that, the PPE, which is the personal protective equipment, has also increased the rate of plastic pollution. And the demand and usage of face masks has again surfaced another environmental problem.
There are many ways that can be taken to reduce plastic usage. However, we will only be taking two ways of approach to reduce it, which are by using reusable cloth masks and disposable masks, as well as carry along reusable shopping bags. It is important for us to stay alert and concerned about the increasing number of plastic usage. This is because plastic does not only harm the ocean and the marine life, but also cause harm to human, living things, and environment on the land. Plastic can cause health damages to human, fatalities to animal, as well as a not clean and fresh environment, as it contributes to air pollution. Hence, by taking those two approaches, it can contribute to declining the number of plastic usage or consumption, and it also will help protect the environment, the animal and other living things that are on the earth.
My name is Susan Awing matric number 71718. I present about the problem segment of plastic users during the pandemic. First of all, in medical industry, the number of plastic users increased day by day. A drastic increase in medical waste was also reported in other parts of the world, such as California, Spain, and China. The three countries Egypt is reported highest record of pandemic COVID-19, with an increment 350% and 370% respectively. For example, hospital in Wuhan, the center of the COVID-19 outbreak, product more than 240 tons single-use plastic-based medical waste, such as disposable face masks, gloves, and gowns. We know right now Egypt is very important. 6 times more than the daily average before the pandemic.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good evening to Sir and our fellow friend. Okay, I am Arifuddin bin Kamaldin, number matric 6673 from FIT student. Okay, I will continue the part that Susan have presented about our problem statement, which the second problem statement is the increased amount of plastic waste among the surrounding. Okay, the first point is the demand of plastic is expected increase by 40% in packaging and 70% in other applications, including medical use. Also that the group found that Singaporean households produced another 1,334 tons of plastic waste during the casting period, which means during the COVID-19. In other statement, from the increased amount of plastic is the imperial disposal of just 1% of face masks translate into more than 10,000 items within about 30,000 and 40,000 kilograms. And lastly, water load COVID-19 related plastic has been observed on beach and in water, potentially irritate the challenge of reduce of the microplastic. Okay, that's all from our part about the purpose statement. I will proceed to our next part, which is the approach part.
Greetings, my name is Hamyza Husna Maisarah Binti Abdullah from FSTS. My matrix number is 74945. So, there are many types of ways we can do to combat the usage of plastic during pandemic. And then one of the approach I've decided is using a reusable face mask instead of a disposable face mask. Reusable face masks are mostly made of fabric, woven fabric, polypropylene, polyester, copper, and many more. And disposable face masks are mostly made from polyester, polystyrene, polycarbonate, polyethylene, and does not break down when thrown into landfills or oceans. And then this material does not fully degrade, but then it shrinks and it breaks down into smaller pieces called microplastic. This approach can be implemented or practiced by people of lower risk, such as people who rarely go outside or people who rarely go in contact with other people. Reusable face masks can be washed and dried before the next usage. And then we can also encourage only medical workers and frontliners to use disposable face masks to minimize the usage of plastic. This method can save the environment because the increasing usage of face masks increase the plastic pollution during this pandemic. So using reusable masks can help reducing the usage of disposable masks. To conclude, practicing the norm of using reusable face masks for some people is a small contribution to minimize the amount of plastic usage during this pandemic.
Since the Movement Control Order (MCO) was implemented, we can see that housewives do shoppings more often than before. Thus, the usage of plastic bags will increase at the same time. This brings us to the second approach, which is carry along reusable shopping bags. This method can be implemented by bringing along reusable shopping bags every time you went to shop. You can keep at least one reusable shopping bag in your car just in case you forget to bring it. Next, every cashier should recommend customers to use or buy reusable shopping bags to pack their items. How can this approach save the environment? Reusable shopping bags is made from materials that makes it durable and can be recycled. Furthermore, the usage of reusable shopping bags can help to clean up the cities, parks, and oceans as it is not as lightweight as plastic bags. Moreover, by using reusable shopping bags, we can protect marine life as well. Plastic bags that littered in the ocean can cause the marine life entangled in plastic debris, and this will cause suffocation, starvation, and drowning. That's all from me. Let's move forward to the next presenter. Thank you.
Some of the findings and insights on our title Reducing Plastic Usage is found that there is a drop in carbon monoxide level to 25% from 31% last 2 years. So that the pandemic might bring the biggest drop in global carbon emissions at 2,500 million tons. Even so, Neil King said that the drastic drop in carbon dioxide does not equal to drastic drop in its concentration in the air. Now, the rise in usage of plastics such as single-use masks, personal protection equipment, and single-use containers will cause environmental problems in the long run during this pandemic. So why do we see this? It's because disposable mask is usually made from polymetric materials, and when these masks are being thrown out to the oceans, it's going to become a microplastic waste as time goes by. And when this happens, it will bring new threats to the aquatic life, like fisheries, and consequently to us. Now, we can possibly face the outcome of a new disease as plastic particles can spread microbes, for example, invasive pathogens. Though the plastic industry players play a big hand on raising the uncertainties among the government heads that cross-contamination is more likely to happen if reusable containers or bags are used instead. So, this is a concerning matter and need to be taken seriously by us and everyone. So, thus everyone needs to play a hand so as we can expect the new norm might stay for more than few years.
Assalamualaikum and hi. I'm Nurul Aine, Binti Hamyza, and my matrix number is 71185. I'm from Faculty Social Science and Humanities. I will present my part, and my part is about the ways to save environment and the community by reduce plastic during pandemic COVID-19. Increasing of plastic is undeniable. High since its outbreak spread all around the world. Since medical resource is needed during this time, there has significant increased number in development of PPE related to it, and also correlated with the increased usage and recycling of other single-use plastic. For example, demand for plastic is projected to rise by 40% in packaging and 70% in other applications. Before the coronavirus pandemic, the plastic bag was indeed. Single-use plastic have become the subject of aggressive and increasingly successful. Consumers were becoming mindful of the need to reduce the amount of plastic they use. Now, World Bank of Nations, sanitary concerns and the fermenting plastic of new plastic return under years of progress. Recycle has been hit particularly high. The recycling industry needs to turn to profit to be able to reprocess some of the plastic people cars to their blue bin. Plastic emissions before the COVID-19 pandemic have already risen in terrestrial, aquatic, and atmosphere environments, and approximate 4.8 until 12.7 million metric tons of untreated plastic waste produced on land, which the aquatic ecosystem alone in 2010, and most of which 1.2 until 2.4 million tons was derived by rice. For example, Sungai Melaka became cleaner during pandemic COVID-19, and now we can see the beautiful and the cleanness of the river by sea the fish inside a river. That's a good and positive improvement, right? And I think that's all for today. We must stay safe and stay strong through this pandemic of COVID-19. Thank you.
We can conclude that our increased dependency on plastic could be temporary or likely to alter our long-term objective of moving towards a circular economy during the COVID-19 pandemic. Inefficiency in dealing with waste generation flows constrain our existing plastic waste management system and facilities. Individual responsibility, corporate intervention, and government policy are necessary to prevent us from transitioning from another tragedy to another. Furthermore, the incorporation of new environmental technologies into the current waste management system will imagine the future of all plastic being either reused or recycled. By restructuring our policy on the psychological and behavioral dimension of social understanding, supporting renewable goods and discouraging low recyclable plastic products, it will help to achieve fair and sustainable plastic waste management. Our policies and actions should show our readiness of any future crisis, or we don't have to choose one crisis over another.
It is undeniable that plastic become the main concerns of global community as the numbers of plastic consumption skyrocketing since the virus spread all around the world. Although the restrictions movement in major cities, inactive factories and threats, and traveling restrictions cause positive drawbacks towards the environment, such as decreasing emissions of poisonous gases in the atmosphere, but this only limited to a certain extent. Plastic is one of severe threat to our ecology systems since it takes a longer period of time to degrade in Earth, which this may cause serious effect towards human beings, wildlife and aquatic creatures. Since the new norm, single-use plastic and more plastic were used among community to prevent any contagious virus from spreading, which is really bad to the environment, especially the wildlife and aquatic creatures. However, there must be a better ways to manage plastic usage among people so that environments can be conserved in a long period of times. There are three waste technologies that can help to combat plastic pollution in the long run, which are internet and social medias, satellite observations of ocean plastic, and big data and data visualizations. It is obvious that we need times where internet and social medias become parts of our daily lives. Social media influencers can participate or join with the government or non-government organizations to promote awareness about managing plastic usage during this outbreak. Having an influencer can create a positive role which everyone is easy to join them and at the same time gaining knowledge on how to avoid any not recyclable plastic before purchase of certain items. Since plastic in ocean may occur every once in a year, a satellite observation can help to detect the ocean plastic by using satellite image and machine learning. Using this satellite imagery can help to determine the ocean plastic quicker by scanning the reflective color from plastic and notify agency to organize a cleaning up missions on the targeted area. Last but not least, big data and data visualization can be handy to gather information for analysis purpose and create solutions to reduce pollution of plastic waste on specific area. Big data is a term used for massive amounts of data which is crucial to improve human understandings of the world. Meanwhile, data visualizations is the graphical representations of information and data such as graphs, charts, and maps. The advance of data analysis and data visualization help scientists and organizations to get better insights and depth of understandings of the issues, because this technology is really effective tool converting data into a form that easily to understand. Therefore, scientists can build machine learning models to help create long-term solutions or strategies for plastic waste management.